What is up, YouTube? Chase Bristow, the Horny Homemaker. Never really got into depth about my favorite TV show. And I'm not talking about the Golden Girls. I'm talking about the reason why I'm doing this live, well, not live, this video from my toilet. It's Desperate Housewives, of course. Let me tell you, just found out this is an actual scene, a screenshot from a promo on my shower curtain. Why do I love Desperate Housewives? Well, it does give off that Golden Girls vibe a little bit. There are some similarities. There's certain characters that have appeared in the Golden Girls and in Desperate Housewives, as well as character names, different plots, but on a whole different level. Like Gabrielle with Juanita having her daughter switched at birth. Dorothy Spornak was supposed to be. There was an episode where she was switched at birth, and then there was the episode where George and had another illegitimate son, and Blanche just found out about it from this guy following her around. And that guy was none other than Mark Moses, who played Paul Young in Desperate Housewives. And, well, who was the illegitimate in Desperate Housewives? Look no further than my girl Lynette. Lynette Scavo, who had Tom giving birth to an illegitimate daughter. Not only her, but our girl Bree Vandekamp right here. Her man Rex had another child. Where have we seen this? The Golden Girls, with Mark Moses playing Blanche's illegitimate son. It gives off a lot of Golden Girls vibes. There was also the nurse Defarge in the Golden Girls played a real estate agent in season 8 of Desperate Housewives. Remember in the Golden Girls you hear Rose saying, "Not for you, nursey, nurse." Well, that nurse is in an episode of Desperate Housewives, as well as Paisan, brother of the South, the auditor in the Golden Girls, where Stan and Dorothy get an audit. Well, he is a doctor in an episode of the Golden Girls. Not to mention Isaac Newton, who Rose pulls out of a phone book to invite on a date because she thinks he's being shipped off to Saskatchewan because Dorothy and Blanche responded to her personal letters. He is Susan's father, her birth father, Isaac Newton. That's just the tip of the iceberg as to why I love the show. Another reason is because all the housewives are still alive, unless you count Miss McCluskey, who passed away. Incidentally, that oxygen tank was the original oxygen, her real oxygen tank. I have learned so many different words from watching that show. That show was the reason why on Sunday nights I didn't have to go to bed at my regular bedtime before getting up for school. I really, really would love to orchestrate a Desperate Housewives convention, and I'm going to stop at nothing to do that as well. What each character means. Well, let's do it. I'll tell you what each character means to me. Lynette. When I was first watching the show, I really couldn't stand Lynette. Lynette. Watching it now, I love her, considering the hell that I've been through with guys. She's a real ball buster. She emasculates the hell out of Tom. And for some sick, perverted, you know, reason, with me and my hatred towards the male community in general, I fucking love the way she's just a ball buster. She just busts and emasculates Tom and basically takes his testicles from him and puts them on her shelf. In every episode, she's getting him canned, she's manipulative, she's just savage. And the way she treats Tom, I just find it so soothing as an adult, seeing a man, excuse me, a man get treated like that. By a woman who has been through a lot. It's just so cathartic, It's very, very cathartic to me. Brie Vandekamp, let's move on to her. I'll go down the line. When I first watched Desperate Housewives, she was my favorite. She was my girl. Why? Because growing up when I was dumb, naive, didn't know much about my parents, well, I thought of my mother as her being all prim and proper until I realized she's no better than Eddie's mother. Eddie is the character on season 6, I think. I think he's in season 6. Watch his story. Watch the way he evolves, because a lot of shit that happened to him, I can relate to more than any other character in the entire series. But back to Brie. She's got a son who's gay. Andrew, hot as hell. I love me some Andrew Vandekamp. I will be his Vandy Tramp any day. Woo! And the girl and her good daughter Danielle, well, not really did care for her much. Whole fake pregnancy thing. They did Orson dirty. I really wish I could have seen, they would have made it so that her and Orson were an item type deal. But I love her because she values her family. She wants family dinners. She makes the house a home. She is the perfect example of a housewife. She gardens. She self-defense. She has guns. She knows how to host a party. She knows etiquette, and she knows how to do everything tactfully and tastefully with extreme dignity. And I salute the Brie Vandekamp. And that's Brie Vandekamp. It's a little blurry. This is Catherine. We'll get to that loon in a moment. But now we move on to the ultimate, Gabrielle Solis. Words do not begin to describe my love for Gabrielle Marquez Solis. Former model. She knew how to nail her teenage gardener, John Rowland. Oh my God, the scenes were steamy. Somebody better call to unscrew my smoke detectors. I'm just saying, I'm glad they're in the bag, proof for my fog machine out there, because if they weren't, they would go off from the heat that I radiate from the love scenes with her and John Rowland. Oh my God. She knows to hold her ground. She knows how to party and shop and be just the life of the party, the belle of the mall, not the belle of the ball, belle of the mall. I said it. I know what I said. When she is at the mall, she is it. And she and I can relate because when I'm depressed and it's the first of the month, I got my SSI check. If I feel any bit depressed, man, I will take my ass to the mall and give my credit card a good workout. She knows how to do it. She knows how to handle herself with anything except for children. I mean, it took a long time for her to get where she's at with Juanita. But she had the miscarriage, she had the messed up insemination, she had her daughter switched at birth, and her real daughter got taken away. Then she had a doll, and her doll got taken away. She's been through hell. And honestly, she still knows how to be fabulous and savage as hell despite it all. That's what I like. Her resilience. Her resilience and the ability to be fabulous no matter what. That's my takeaway from that show too. That is like my number one takeaway. I know how to be resilient. I know how to be resilient. I know how to be a good hostess. And when it comes down to it, I know how to be a ball buster. Now let's get down to Susan. Personally, I don't understand what all the hate is with Susan. She's clumsy, she's ditchy, she's comic relief. And when all the other housewives are going through whatever drama they're going through, there's always Susan bringing the comic relief and being there with that hang in there attitude. You know, I love her for that. I love her for her kindness, her sincerity. I love everything about her. She is hilarious, ditzy, comical, gets herself into strange ass situations like she locked herself out of her house naked and got her first date with Mike Delfino, and I really wish he didn't get shot and killed in the end. I bawl. Okay, I need a box of tissues when that happens. And incidentally, that's going to be next season sometime, so I'm going to need to get something ready to dab my eyes with. There's a lot of things going on. Let me break down the no. I have about, I don't know, I just make this a little special, and I'm going to do Desperate Housewives videos in here, but this is my backdrop too. But let's get into the seasons. Season 1 was, typical for your first season of the show. It's dark, it's dry, that nobody knows what they're doing or where they're going. Season 2 did not like the Applewhites because they were too dark, and I'm not talking skin complexion. I'm just talking, it made it look like a borderline horror movie. It did not. It wasn't drama. It was almost horror. It was almost like a slasher. It was too dark to be a drama. It was borderline horror. I mean, for one of the Applewhites to get shot right in front of Danielle, and for them to kill an innocent girl in a lumberyard, move to Wisteria Lane, keep their teenage son locked in the basement in a room. It's just slasher. It's giving Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Michael Myers vibes. And no, that's not. I did not like season 2 at all. That was too dark, too intense. Season 3 with what was that? What was season 3? I forget. The drama there. Whatever it was, it must not be that memorable. Uh, well, I'll do, like I said, this isn't going to be my only Desperate Housewives video. I'm just going to do a lot of Desperate Housewives. Um, but season 4, tornado episode, my favorite. And yeah, I lived through a tornado in this apartment. There was a tornado here. I actually had to spend some time at the Red Cross because of it, so I can relate to my favorite episode of Desperate Housewives. Who can say that? Who else loves that tornado episode? I disabled my comments, but if you love the episode with the tornado and you survived the tornado, give me a good thumbs up. But then the time jump. Okay, Gabby lost some respect from me because she did not look attractive. She had kids. It really mellowed her out, diluted her character, if you will. She wasn't really Gabby. She was Lynette in season 1. And, but Lynette was on top of it all, had the pizza place, had the restaurant. I think she has the restaurant still. Yes, she did. And then Andrew showed some good development. Season 6. I forget what the hell happened. Anyway, next time I rewatch the seasons, I'm going to do an in-depth of the season. Season 7, I'm on right now. And out of all the seasons, I would say season 4 is my favorite. Season 8 is just one long-ass episode of Law and Order SVU with Alejandro being killed by Carlos. But yeah, stay tuned for more Desperate Housewives talk with me, the Horny Homemaker. Incidentally, Gabrielle Solis gave me that name. There's a video in my short section. I was just watching. And, like my shower curtain backdrop says, never underestimate, and action, never underestimate Housewife. Let's get juicy.